Hey everybody, Sinister Lex here. This is going to be an episode of Upwork from scratch. So we moved on to week 3 of Upwork from scratch. Moving into my third week. Where are we at? This is going to be a progress update for you. First I want to talk about something that, I just want to ask you what kind of questions you're having about freelance, about Upwork. What are you struggling with? Does it have anything to do with proposals? Like what questions you have for me regarding that, or what questions you have about your profile, your bio, getting set up, anything like that. I answered a question earlier today about how to have a 100% complete profile when you only have bad test scores and you hide them all because you can't have 100% if you're not showing any tests. My answer to that was to go into the test, go down to Upwork, and then click on the Upwork readiness test, take that open book test using the freelancer manual, get a good score, and then show that one, because that's going to show your profile 100% complete. That's going to solve that problem for you. Now, let's move on to my update. So where am I at? Last week I didn't really apply to much. I think I applied to 2 gigs. I just had a lot of stuff going on. I was trying to do 1,000 things and get everything prepared for the course for this week. Now, copywriting course pre-order is launched, so I'm a little bit less stressed out, I guess. A little bit less stressed out, but it's still pretty pressury this week. I ended up declining several clients over the weekend that reached out to me. They invited me to jobs. So now I guess we can say that week 1, we got work the first day from a Shark Tank client. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty big deal. And by week 2, I had multiple clients. And I had people reaching out to me for work, inviting me to jobs. So in a market that's supposedly saturated, and in an industry, a field of skill that is saturated, I'm getting jobs. I don't know why everyone else is, and I was getting jobs right from the start. From the very first day, from the very first client I pitched, I got a job. I got a gig. I started making money. Week 2, not much going on. I applied to 2 gigs. I interviewed for both of them. They both wanted me to work for them. I ended up withdrawing from those, didn't like where they were going with it, and I withdrew from the other stuff where people invited me. I declined those. I had 1 or 2 over this last weekend, and I had 1 this morning that I also interviewed for but declined. So where are we at? Where am I at? Last week, I had about $50 in Upwork. Let me go ahead and show you where I'm at for week 3. By week 3, 3 weeks on Upwork from scratch, started over, completely fresh, brand new Upwork account. Here are my earnings. And what I want you guys to notice about this is that I'm up over $1,000. So I don't know what everyone else's excuses are. My third week, I'm at $1,000. And I want to stress the importance of this because the $1,000 client was a $5 client last week. I delivered work for them for $5. I over-delivered work for them, and I made adjustments for them, and I was happy to work with them and work back and forth with them, ask them questions and things. This week, that client is now a $1,000 client, giving me more work. They brought me more work because I over-delivered, and they're doing it at my rates now, which is $1,000 for a couple pages of copy. So now I'm at a minimum wage employee's full-time income, my third week on Upwork. And I can go higher. I still got a week left, right? Still got another week to be on Upwork before my first month is out. And this kind of pretty much falls within my predictions. I thought that I would get to a full-time level status of income within a month. I didn't know if it would be in the first week. I thought it could be in the first week, but I had to slow things down my second week and this week because I've been trying to get the course out. I didn't wait like I was going to. Initially, I wasn't going to start over on Upwork until I got the copywriting crash course for mental entrepreneurs out there. But I didn't do that. I just jumped in. So I've been trying to do both at the same time and work with clients. So for my update for Upwork, where I'm at right now, I have clients both inside of Upwork and outside of Upwork. I have full-time income coming in once again. From scratch this time. I have enough clients to sustain me. If I were working a job, I would be working less hours. If I was working a full-time job, I would actually be working less hours than I am right now, making all this freaking content for you guys. So I'm doing all that stuff in addition to that. So if you're working a job, you're trying to figure out how to make this happen, how to escape the job, escape the 9-to-5, do freelancing, just get started. Just get started. Use a skill that you already have. If you're a good writer, just do blogging for now, build up to it while learning copy. Just go in there and do it. Do a couple hours a night. I'm only doing this stuff a couple hours a day, and I'm making over $1,000 by my third week. And we've only just started the third week. Third week isn't even over yet. We just moved into the third week. So I could go up a lot. I could potentially earn another $1,000 by the end of this month. I could earn even more than that. I have only talked to one client on the phone so far, and it was the first client. I haven't talked to any of these others on the phone. I don't know why that is. Usually I talk to all my clients on the phone, but this time it just kind of didn't go that way. If I were talking to clients on the phone, I might be offering different packages. I might say, okay, so this is what you need to solve, and this is how I'm going to help you do it, and does that make sense to you? And they're going to say, yeah, and then I'm going to be like, okay, so I can offer you 5,000 words a month for $1,000, or I can offer you 20,000 words a month for $2,000 a month. Which one of those suits you? Which one of those works best for you? And that's kind of how I did it with the retainer to move up in scale and get ongoing recurring monthly income. So now I replace a paycheck with an Upwork freelance income ongoing from one single client can do that for you if you pick the right client. You have to only work with the exact right client for you. There's a reason I keep saying this, guys. I'm not just saying this for the hell of it. I'm saying it because it works. By only working with the exact right clients for me, I am now over $1,000 on Upwork with more coming in over the next week. I've already got more scheduled to come in. So total this month on Upwork, I will at least see a minimum of $1,500 come through my Upwork to my bank account. That's happening already. It's already in the play. At $1,500, that is a $10 an hour employee salary, a monthly salary? I mean, that's a good amount of money, guys. If you're working a full-time job, you can be doing this. If you were doing this and you only made $2,000 a month on Upwork, even if you only made $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a year. $2,000 a month is going to be $20,000 extra dollars in your pocket a year. Suddenly you go from being a $50,000 employee to being a $70,000 person who makes $50,000 of their money from employership or whatever. And the more you expand, all I want to get at is that it's in the mind. Everything's in the mind. If you got the right mindset, you can make this stuff happen. All those people out there who are saying that it's too saturated, saying that their experience of a year on Upwork tells them that the market's too saturated and they can't get work, those people are completely dead wrong. I've already proved it many times over now, and you can see that quite freaking clearly. So to those people who would say that their experience is telling them that Upwork's too saturated, it might be time to double check your experience. Make sure you're asking the right questions. Is it really your experience? Is your experience really telling you that? Is that what it's telling you, that Upwork is too saturated? Or is it telling you that you need to change your freaking approach? I don't know, guys. That's all I got for this one. I just want to share that update. I think it's pretty inspiring that you are still able, 2 years after I did it the first time, to make $1,000 plus on Upwork in 3 weeks. I can get paid that anytime I want, by the way. I can go in there and get paid that much faster than if I had to wait for a paycheck. So that's another important aspect of this. If you guys got any questions, drop them down below. Like this video if you liked anything you heard in it. If you want to subscribe and see more, I'm going to be doing more freelance stuff. I'm not just going to drop it just because I hit my goals of making a full-time employee's income. I'm not just going to drop it. I'm going to keep doing it so I can stay in the trenches, so I can be there with you guys. I want to keep copyright. I want to keep freelancing so that I can constantly be there and hopefully see things from the ground level like you do, so that maybe I can answer and help you guys with things that you're struggling with. That's how I want to approach this. So subscribe if you want to see more freelance stuff. I'm Sinister Lex. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.